Okay, so here we are. Okay, this is the first of our webinars where we want to present some of the showcases that some of our partners have done across the world with using our products. Okay, and today we have Sawan Nichani, the founder of MACBEE. MACBEE is a ProtoPixel commissioning partner in India. We started our collaboration recently, but he has already completed a couple of interesting projects, and today is here to present us one of the projects that has completed. The way we are going to, you see here on the upper part, the way we are going to structure the session is that I'm going to present like a very short introduction of our platform, okay, our platform of light. Then I'll do the intro of Sawan. He will introduce himself, what he's doing, and then we will jump directly into the project. We will do, we will show you, the details of the project, floor plan, the scenes that they created, of course, and the hardware that we have been using. So I will jump directly into the platform presentation. Okay. So basically, most of you already knows us, but I will just summarize what we do. It's just a few slides, will not be very boring. So basically what we call ourselves is like the all-in-one lighting control platform. Okay. All-in-one, okay, and platform, because we want to add value to every stage of the project design cycle, and all-in-one because we are interoperable and we are compatible with different technologies. When we say that we want to add value to every stage of the project life cycle, is that we have created and developed tools, software and hardware that help you and add value to every stage of that process. So we're starting from the design, okay, the lighting creation with our software ProtoPixel Create. Then on the installation with the family of controllers, the devices that we have developed. On the setup, the commissioning process with the ProtoPixel Integrate software that we just did the soft launch back in ISE, and we are launching it by the end of this month, the first MVP version. And then the control with our application spaces, and then on the support for the remote management of your project once you have commissioned your installation and finalized your installation. So just to summarize, which are the tools that we provide in terms of software, we have two softwares that work under license, which are ProtoPixel Create and ProtoPixel Integrate. ProtoPixel Create is more like for lighting designers, product designers that want to develop concepts more on the emotional side of the light. So it's also a pixel mapping tool. You can have SPI and DMX elements. Also DALI 1, and then ProtoPixel Integrate is the software that we are launching by the end of this month. That is basically a simplified commissioning tool that allows you to coexist different technologies with a unique centralized control point. Then we have My ProtoPixel, which is our remote management tool that allows you to monitor and control your installation remotely, and then our app available free of charge on iOS and Android to control and fine-tune your installation. So this is in terms of software, what we propose, okay? And when we talk about the hardware, so we, as you know, have developed a family of controllers, okay, SPI controllers. We have our orchestrator, our node, which is basically a mini PC that is controlling your installation. Okay, it's the brain of the installation, and it's meant to be installed in the control room. Then we have our long range version 2. This is an SPI controller. It has 8 outlets. Every outlet has the capacity to control 1200 RGB pixels. Okay. Then we have the smaller brother, which is the Duo. The Duo has 2 outlets. Every outlet will have the same capacity as every one of the outlets here in the long range. So here, every outlet has the capacity to control 1200 RGB pixels. And then we have our enabler, which is a small SPI controller. This is more developed for luminaire manufacturers, and this is aimed to be installed embedded into a luminaire. So it's an SPI controller with a form factor suitable for to be embedded into the luminaires. This is the one, for instance, that Ingo Maurer is using in their Moon family. So this is our solution, our package for hardware. Okay. And these are the technologies that we can control. That is what we call ourselves. Why we call ourselves the all-in-one. We can control ARNet, DMX, and SPI. Also DALI 2 with the new launch. Simon IOs. These are the connective devices from Simon, our partner for switches and sockets. And then of course our API that it was just released. This is a complete overview of the systems architecture. Okay, this would be like an entire project using all different technologies that we usually find in a lighting project. Okay, so if if we go a little bit into detail, we have our two softwares. Okay, create and integrate that will be developing like the design part. Then we have the node that it's controlling our installation. That these three devices, the switch and the long range and the node, usually go on the control room. Okay. Here we have the receivers which come along with the long range. So we have one receiver per outlet, and here the distance between a long range controller and its receiver can be up to 330 meters. And then we have the luminaires, in this case SPI, because this is an SPI controller. So we have our SPI luminaires that can be also controlled by a duo controller. These controllers, since its output is SPI, it needs to be installed very close to the luminaires, the same distance as the receiver. So this is the section of the architecture that it's SPI. Then for the DALI 2 section, we have a DALI gateway. Okay, in this case will be also a Simon DALI gateway that can control any DALI 2 devices on daylight sensors, switches, downlights, luminaires. And then when it comes to the DMX section, we require also a DMX ARNet gateway. And then connected to that gateway, we will have all our DMX elements. That is how a complete installation would look like. And then when it comes to the control, we have spaces for the control on site and fine tuning, and my ProtoPixel for the remote control. And with that, we end the little intro of ProtoPixel platform. Okay, now we're gonna give the floor to Sawan. Sawan, I will just ask you to introduce yourself, to tell us a little bit about MACBEE, the kind of projects that you have been doing so far, and and then we will enter into the details of the project.
Thanks, Joan, to have me on this. It was a good revision for me, the slides. So I'm Sawan from MACBEE, a company based out of New Delhi. We have offices in Delhi, Gujarat, and Mumbai in India. And we have been in the business for about, we're completing 13 years in the integration business. With lighting, our experience started a year and a half back when we met Joanne, and it's gotten to a very serious level of interest in dynamic lighting. And thanks to ProtoPixel, the way has been much easier than anticipated. So currently we are doing a lot of large scale facade lighting and entertainment rooms in private spaces, all dynamic lighting.
Well, before when you were doing like your normal AV integration, what was your relationship
system integration? So it started with audiovisual and cinemas, private cinemas. So we've done many installations. I've been on the board of CEDIA for a year, and we are active CEDIA members, winning awards every year. Then it went on to lighting control, because it was I think it grew organically into lighting control. It wasn't, our main forte, but we have executed some really large scale projects in India and abroad for lighting, IT, AV. So it's a complete system integration company. But you want to evolve into more than just a system integration, and that's when that lighting art kind of experiences we wanted to create. And we did the first generative installation with large active LED screens back in 2015. And since then we were actively trying to get into dynamic lighting and more experience based installations. And it turned into, we got an opportunity, and I think we spoke to you first and you gave us the confidence to get into it.
So yeah, I mean, now we'll talk a little bit about this first project. It's worth to say that I think someone started like sort of programming without having any training whatsoever.
Yeah.
So that speaks that the software is the learning curve is
Software
quite easy.
is easy.
It's
Software
necessary
is
to
easy.
take the training afterwards.
Yeah. After finishing the product, we took some training.
Yeah, normally we advise to do it the other way around, but
yeah.
So now what I'm gonna show first, if I'm not mistaken, about the slides is a little video of the project that actually you guys did, and it looks awesome. I hope it's that the slide. No, yeah. So we are going. I mean, tell us a little bit about the project that we are going to introduce. We will jump later on into the video that you guys.
The project is actually a very high-end luxury residential project, and it's built in 7 acres with about 60,000 square feet of constructed area. And one of the buildings in the project is an entertainment block. And this whole installation is in just one room of the whole project. The idea was, it's a very formal looking living room space with a very, very powerful audio system. And the idea was that we want it to turn into a nightclub when required. So we designed this back wall, which we call windows. And those windows are all with the matrix, pixel LED and with SPI. And we have done some generative content using Python scripting and shaders. And we have done, I think right now we are at about 22 scenes. So all of it is obviously not in the video, but currently we have deployed 22 scenes, and I think the client is super excited because every weekend after a party, he wants a new scene. So it's also a recurring.
I hope you're billing him for the news.
Yes,
I hope you're billing him for every new scene.
Yeah, you're billing for it, but it's a recurring, because that's the beauty on the software, because you could be sitting anywhere in the world and you could just imagine something, code it, grab some shaders, videos, anything you want actually, like a camera feed or audio feed or video feed, and you could deploy it. We sometimes deploy the scenes remotely, and that's the beauty of the system. And in fact, with Spaces, we have had a lot of Spaces is the app which you use to control the system. We have given the client both Spaces and on Crestron, so it works with this unified control system. But using Spaces, we have had an evening with the client, and just he wanted some basic edits of like dim this light little more, increase the speed of the audio reaction and all that, and we did that in like few minutes and saved the scene, and it just works.
And you are triggering the scenes from the Crestron, or from both, also from the Spaces?
Both actually. We have given the client some basic training, because we're very tech enthusiastic client. So we have shown him how to create his own moods and all that, because it's so simple. So, and we always have a backup of the project. So that's a good thing. Yeah.
Okay, so now, I mean, after this intro, we are going to show the video that you do. I think we were trying to get the sound, but I mean, I don't know what happened, but we only see like I think we're going to see only the video without the sound. So maybe Sawan, if you want to comment something, you're free to, because it will be otherwise a very long silence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we can hear it. Let's see. I can hear it.
So those are the windows. Yeah, and that's not captured very well, but it's called the star dance. So And these are some DMX luminaires which are being controlled using ProtoPixel. This is audio reactive, so I think with the audio it'll make more sense. So if you see all the starlights and everything is on DMX, then it's all controlled on ProtoPixel.
Good. I can barely hear you because I am hearing the sound and it's pretty loud. So now what we are going to do, like to make it a little bit more interesting. So the video was like really nice. We're going to dig in a little bit on what were the elements that you were using. So here, obviously, I mean, we will show it later if we go back to the system architecture. So we were having one node, 4 long ranges, and of course, create.
Actually, there are 2 more duos which were added later on.
Okay.
So there are 2 more duos.
So you have 4 long range and 2 duos.
Yes.
Okay. And then, of course, for the DMX elements, you're having some DMX ARNet gateway.
Yes.
Okay. Understood. So how many, I mean, is this correct? Like there are like 28,800 pixels in the installation, maybe?
Plus 2 more duos, so it's a little more than that. It's close to 30,000.
And tell us more about the moving lights. I mean, it's just...
So moving lights was... it was interesting because we were first planning to do with 2 softwares and have the moving heads and all that working on a different software and bridge them together from Crestron. And I think I spoke to Ramon in ProtoPixel and you during the training in Barcelona. And you guys suggested something that you play with colors and it'll work. And I think I spent about 3 or 4 hours one weekend, and we got the whole DMX lighting to work in motion and strobe and everything.
Okay.
So everything is working off ProtoPixel as of now.
So then I think we'll need to fly you to Barcelona to give us a seminar on stage lighting.
Yeah. but it was easy. It's not difficult. It's just little common sense. Maybe we'll share the project if required with anybody who wants to learn or see how
that's a good idea. We may talk about that.
Yeah.
So if we go, I mean, here, I mean, you can tell us a little bit, I mean, what were the elements? So this is the floor plan that your team share with us, okay?
Yeah.
With the number of pixels and on every perimeter light.
So the bar windows were actually custom built matrices, which we made for the project.
Yeah.
And the other, and it's all RGB WW. So high CRI, so the pixels are very good. And all the green, all the strip lights that you see in the ceiling are all regular strip lights, you know, like high quality RGB WW, all on SPI.
And then what was the pitch on the matrices? It's
60 per meter.
Okay, 60
very
per
close.
60 per. It's interesting. I mean, in the video they look like really
they're very high resolution.
And what was the diffuser that you were using on this window?
So it's 2 glasses with a fabric in between. So that's acting like a diffuser. So there's texture in the glass, in the fabric, which is sandwiched between the glass. So the paneling is actually like a box, which has the matrix. And on top of that, we have a stretch fabric with a glass in front of it.
Okay, interesting.
So when it's in a regular warm white mode, which is the formal scene, it looks very subtle, and it looks like any other bar back. So people don't realize that it'll turn into something more dynamic.
Okay. You want this to disguise that? Okay, interesting. Yeah. Okay, pretty cool.
Because also from my experience, showing pixels, it takes away from the luxury of things. I think it should be more subtle and it should just be magical, Like
and what was the distance more or less from the matrix to the diffuser? What, like 10 centimeters?
Yes. It's about
No, I mean, it
2 inch.
looks
Yeah.
really good, really milky, really diffused.
So we did a lot of prototypes, and we did, like we put the glass in different distances. And when we saw that you can't barely make out the pixels, that's where we froze it.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
if it was too close, it was too pixelated, so it would look more
Pixelated.
like a active LED screen rather than a lighting
Yeah.
installation.
Rather than yeah.
So yeah, so it's a sweet spot.
It looks really nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So now,
So this was the actual plan, and then when we demoed the first time to the client, and he wanted, the bar actually on the left and right had regular
yeah.
warm white strips. So he wanted it to be also in sync with the rest of the lighting. And the bar was manufactured by the interior guys. So we put the two duos and changed those strip lights. So that made it easy for us to, without cabling, because we could do local cabling and just add that to the system, and it connected to Wi-Fi.
Okay, that's why you added subsequently the
Two duos. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Then, I mean, of course, we have omitted here like the DMX part. So we just wanted to highlight basically a little bit the system architecture of this particular project. But in this case, since as Sawan was mentioning, since there are also some DMX elements.
So we had 4 light engines for the optical lighting.
Okay.
They also are RGBW. And we had 4 Claypaky lights, which are the Tambora buttons, are the moving heads and individual
moving
heads.
heads.
So I don't know if many people have seen Create, but this whole plan is built on Create, and we placed the lighting luminaires, which are the optical engines, in the exact spot where the optical engines are on the plan. So if a color is changing in a circular motion, the optical light is following the whole dynamic color with the strip lights.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, so even that is changing with the whole system.
That's pretty cool. Let's jump into the next slide. So here, I mean, you said that there are like 22 now. We have here listed the ones that we got. So just a question. I assume that not all these moods were like a direct request from your client. What was like the briefing that you got from the client, or they just told you like you can play around, do what you want here?
Actually, the brief was that do what you like. Just give me a great looking room. That's it.
That's the best client.
So I think we exceeded the expectation. I think he's a very good client, very young guy, and he's like, just give me something which has not been done before.
That's
nice. We got to play with a cool room. Yeah. But a lot of things have been upgraded from this picture when we took. Now there are 2 more Claypakys. The bar back panels are now in pixel LEDs, and even the curtain colors have changed now. So it looks much better.
I mean, the project is totally finalized, or you are still adding some stuff here and there?
No. Like I said, every party he has, the next day we get a request for an upgrade. So it's a recurring business.
I think the best example of having a recurring business with a client after doing the commissioning. That's what we say in the sales pitch.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that's pretty much. Do you want to add anything about the project? I think it was like quite detailed, like all the info. I hope. I mean, it was like informative enough.
Yeah, I mean, we are very. We love the support we got from ProtoPixel was phenomenal, because I think we both agree that I jumped into a very complex project right in the first one. But the support we got, even I think on the weekend when we were commissioning, we got some very good support.
Thank you. Yeah, we try to be extra mile, definitely. I think we are going now into the. Yeah, these are some of the pictures.
So another thing I forgot to mention, there's a projector, like a hidden projector and a drop-down screen, and that feed also mirrors to the bar windows. So we have taken a video feed.
Like capturing the video image and sending it to the
controller. So it's like So you get the actual music playing on a YouTube, and on the bar windows, it's like the artistic version of that.
It would be nice to have a video actually of that one. Even if next time
we are trying to get another permission to shoot it. Now it's very difficult to convince these guys to take a video.
Very true. Yeah, that's very true. I mean, I have also have some experience with clients in India, and it's very complicated to get the permissions. Unless you are from Vogue or architectural digest or something like that, it's quite complicated. So yeah.
So if you see the images on the bottom left, it's all warm white, and it's not clear in the image, but in this we call it falling clouds. So it's a computer generated cloud pattern done on Python, which is falling from the bar windows to the actual bar in blue and warm white. So it looks very cool.
You did that with a shader or?
Yeah, with a shader. Yeah.
Okay, super interesting. Super interesting. Thank you, Sawan. Thank you for the presentation. And now, if anyone has some questions, I think I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. I think.
Yes, we do have some questions. If you want, I can read them out, and either of you can answer this. So first of all, we have a question. I think this was about the ProtoPixel part, which is if we are able to integrate with BACnet, KNX, or Lutron.
Yes, you can. We have done it on Crestron right now, and we are also triggering the scenes of a KNX keypad. So it's a very simple HTTP GET request that you can trigger. So that's not a problem at all.
Perfect. Then I think I can jump to this other question now that you have mentioned Crestron, because someone asked, what do you use for control? There was an iPad in the video.
That's a custom Crestron custom. So for this project, we have created a full custom control because it's a very large scale project, and there was a very specific way we wanted to reach every room in the project within 3 clicks. So we did a whole custom UI, and so there's a tab there which says dynamic lighting in this room, and it has all the scenes. Obviously the scenes can also be controlled from Spaces, which is a very, very beautiful app from ProtoPixel. So if you're doing a project where it's just dynamic lighting, like we are doing 2 showrooms right now, and the only lighting there is similar, all pixel LEDs. So we are not even giving a control system. We are just giving a Spaces app on an Android, which is mounted permanently on the wall. So they can just schedule it or change it real time.
Awesome. Another question is telling us if you could tell us about the experience of building the project regarding testing. How do you come up with the moods? How long does it take?
So obviously, you couldn't test the whole thing offsite because we were testing mainly strips and panel and learned the software beforehand. But the magic starts when you actually have the whole thing commissioned and you start doing scenes. So the scenes, initial few scenes, we had to make changes, and then as you go along, you just figure out how it's going to look. So now when we do the requests, we do it on create, and then we go and deploy and test it. And sometimes I think 4 scenes which were just regular color shades, we have just deployed remotely without even seeing them.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And so we have other questions here, which is, we were talking about the matrix. The matrix has the shape of the ceiling design. That's the question. It says if the matrix has the shape of the ceiling design.
The matrix was on the backlight window.
Yeah.
It's a square or rectangle.
There's one. So what we did was we created 2. One is a square and one is a rectangle. And on the top one, we have mounted 2 together, and the bottom ones are squares.
Okay, awesome.
So they are not in the ceiling, basically. They are in the backlit windows that we see on the
in the backlit window. That's the only place we have used the matrix. Rest everywhere else, it's strip light, and they're optical engines and DMX lights.
John, if you want to show any of the pictures, maybe so people can remember better, I think would be great. And another question is asking us is how much it cost the project regarding time. How long did it take you to complete the project? How many hours?
In terms of time, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't track the time. I think commissioning part was the challenging bit, not the programming that much. I think programming we finished over a weekend, the first few scenes, and then we've been deploying, some shaders and all, which takes some more time, but we do it offsite. The installation and planning and everything, this room was going on for about 1 year. From building to planning how the fixtures will go, the matrix, the lighting, the wiring. So that took about a year.
This is not a question from the public, but also a personal one. Do you count in this time the briefing to the client? I mean, starting from the client's request until developing what specifically he wanted.
Actually, because it's a large scale project, there were other lighting designers who are doing architectural lighting and all, and they're pitched in some sort of DMX lighting, but not in the bar back. It was more towards the ceiling and all. And that's when I jumped in and I said, let's do something cool in the bar itself. And the client said, okay, you show me what you can do. So I think we took a big risk.
Well, definitely paid off.
Yeah.
Okay, so someone is asking if would this work with Control 4 or Savant? How do you interface with them?
Just a HTTP request. It's a very easy process. So you send a command, learn it on ProtoPixel, and just set a rule. It's very. They have a document. I think they sent it, and we finished it in like 10 minutes. That was a very easy way to integrate it with any control system.
Also, I mean,
you don't need drivers or anything for this.
This is what we call like one-way integration. So you are receiving the command and triggering a scene, but now with the API, you will be able to do like a two-way integration and send also information in the upward channel. So that's going to be possible with the API. But as Sawan was saying, like we have a very simple system to build rules with create, and then you're just associating the HTTP requests with the scene.
Awesome. And how do you integrate sound with dynamic lighting?
So in the node, you have an audio input using like a regular USB-C to audio jack converter. So we have taken an audio out from the mixer in the rack room and connected it to the node from ProtoPixel, and it just the audio reactive and in fact the audio reactive mood is already pre-built. It's part of the basic
library,
create library. So we didn't really work very hard on that. Obviously, we worked towards tweaking it, cloning it, changing the angles and stuff like that. But otherwise, it's very easy, very straightforward.
Yeah, it's available as a content, pre-built content in the library. So you just need to take the audio, as someone was saying, inject it into the node, and then just play around with the content, with all the features, the parameters that you can modify.
Perfect. Someone is also asking if ProtoPixel uses ArtNet protocol.
Oh, well, I think Joanne, you should answer that. It uses everything.
Yeah, I mean, we can
or
say
rather it works with everything.
We can say that we speak ArtNet. Yeah.
Perfect. And okay, I'm going to start wrapping up. Someone is also asking, do you use LED strip lights or pixels for the matrix? Can you advise what make you used?
Oh, for this we did the matrix. We didn't do the strip lights because the problem is the more areas you need to solder on within the strip, that each connection is a failure point.
Yeah.
So we wanted to reduce because it's very difficult to open up this panel to fix any soldering issue or any future maintenance. So I highly recommend, if you're doing, you should avoid soldering as much as possible.
Yeah, I share exactly the same point of view, and this is also our experience, because we have also done some projects, and of course it's in the beginning it's cheaper to use LED strips, but it doesn't pay off because as someone was saying, like there are many solderings there, many cut and solder, and every soldering point is a potential point for failure, and there are many. So you end up having a lot of issues. It's not an installation that will last in time.
Like, I mean, if it's a strip light, in the cove, you can still access it easily and fix it. But if it's, sandwiched glass and, it's framed, glued together, behind that, there's a LED, I wouldn't recommend doing it.
Okay, then I think I can link this your answer to this other question if you want to add something, because someone asked what is the upkeeping cost? How do you upkeep this installation, or if it does have any upkeeping? That's
actually, it's not that labor intensive to upkeep it. It just works. We haven't had a single downtime on the system yet. And the only upkeep and all is the good part, because we build for all the new content that we keep deploying. So that's I think that's a good thing, right? Like, you make more money because now the client is aware that he can have many modes. So I think that's upkeeping wise, it's pretty straightforward.
Of course, installation is key. The way you do the installation, that's why you're not.
Installation, yeah.
Installation.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a jungle of cables there, and then obviously you'll be running around fixing, because it's also on SPI, so it's noise could be an issue. But you have to be careful with any system, even DMX.
I have seen your control rooms, and you can fry an egg in the control rooms that they are so clean and so well.
Yeah,
I've seen some pictures.
Yeah, no, we like keeping it clean.
Okay, I have one more, because they start coming. I'm just sending them to you. So they're asking, streaming ACN is a possibility in the future. ArtNet through from other control to do pen tilt and metrics from ProtoPixel. I understand it's ProtoPixel. Shall I read it again?
Yeah.
No, SACN, no, we don't. It's not very popular. No, we are not. It's not in the roadmap. SACN.
Okay.
Control to do pan tilt and matrix from. I don't really understand the question.
Maybe the person who asked can clarify us. And
in any case, I'll reply him. He can send me an email.
Of course. Yeah, we know who they are.
Yeah,
so okay, this is the last question. Actually, I swear this is not a question from our team. Is Sawan, in your opinion, what is the real advantage of using ProtoPixel?
I think ease of use and the support. These two things. So whenever we are choosing a product for a project, the first thing is support. We have some very smart programmers on board, so ease of use was not the criteria, but support and like the whole vibe with the company, and they just make you feel at home. But yes, support and ease of use would be, I think, my two main advantages of using ProtoPixel. And the build quality is very good, especially on the long range controller and the receivers.
Perfect. So I think we're done with the questions. Sawan, Johan, if you want to add some final remarks, I think after that we can wrap it up.
Yeah, just I wanted to thank you, Sawan, for being available.
Anytime.
A lot. Yeah, big thanks for coming here.
And if anyone wants to shoot me an email to ask anything, feel free.
Yeah, we can share Sawan's mail.
Yeah.
He is also doing jobs. You will have to expand and start doing in some other countries.
Yeah. No, we're already doing in Dubai, like a couple of them. So it started.
We may need your help there.
Yeah. And we
Okay.
haven't actively promoted yet the whole project. We'll start very soon.
Yes,
Okay.
actually, we will also publish a showcase with this in the near
Yeah.
future. So everyone just keep an eye for that. Thank you very much, Sawan.
Perfect.
Yeah, thank you, Sawan. Take care. Talk to you
All right.
soon.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks to everyone for joining to this session, and I'll see you in the next one, most likely. We are maybe thinking in September, so you will get to know by our social media. Bye, everyone.